Alright, what's going on, y'all? As you can see from the title, today I'm going to be showing you how to make a beat for MoneyBaggYo. I made this loop and then I also did the drums from scratch, so I'm going to go ahead and break down everything, give you guys a bunch of tips and gems on how to create some 5 bounce and everything in your beats. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. Alright, y'all, so this is the beat that I'm going to be breaking down today. So yeah, so that was the beat, and this is actually going to be a sample out of my sample library I'm going to drop called Stories sometime within like the next week after I drop this video, so keep an eye out for that. But the first thing that I went ahead and did was went into Keyscape and I made this piano melody right here. The Keyscape preset is Wash, and I just turned down the reverb just to make it a little bit more dry. This is what we got. Then for our bass root notes, it just hits on E, and then on the second or on the third bar, E again, and then down to C. And then I just play this melody right up here. So that was that, and I sent it to the mixer channel. I threw on a sketch cassette because I kind of wanted to age it a little bit. I just went over here to the classic tape. I went to a little aged. I turned up the use knob a little bit, put on the value, put on type 4, and then I just turned down the flutter and turned down the rate a little bit. And then after that, I wanted to go ahead and layer it. So I went into Analog Lab and I got this right here. This is a preset called Analog Bell Ensemble. So I went ahead and threw that to the mixer channel, and I threw on a portal because this is what it sounded like dry. I just wanted to create some, like, some texture to the melody itself, so I went to Portal. I made this preset right here called C-Tile, and this is going to be an up-and-coming Portal bank, so keep an eye out for that. And then last but not least, I went ahead and played this piano melody right here from Keyscape. This is just the same Wash piano preset, but this is what I played right here. I threw it to the mixer channel. I threw on a Portal to give it this weird effect, so this is what it sounds like dry. And this is what it sounds like with the effects. That sounds crazy. This is what our melodies sound like together so far. Then after all that, I just felt like I needed a bass for the intro, so I just went into Analog Lab and I just got a bass, sub bass, and it just follows the bass pattern. So just E, E, and then down to C, and then back up to E, E, and then C. So after that, I went ahead and made some textures and everything. These will be like in an up-and-coming one-shot kit at some point. I just been working on a one-shot kit the past like 3 months now, so just keep an eye out for that. But these are the textures that I made. That's what it sounds like together. And then last but not least, for the melodies, I felt like you needed one of those tubular bells, you know what I'm saying, just to have that real subtle, but it's there. And then for the arrangement for the melody, I just have an 8-bar intro, a 16-bar hook, 16-bar verse, and then I just took out some of the components. So I took out the bass throughout the hook and the verse. I took out our piano melody throughout the throughout the verse, and I took out our piano counter melody for the first part of the verse. But I don't have this included in the first part of the intro, so that's how I arranged that. And then this is what we got for the drums. Oh yeah, and then last thing for the melody, I went ahead and went into Splice, and I got this vocal melody right here. Sounds cool. I just felt like I needed like a good choir, and I don't have any like banks for it, so I went to Splice for that. And this is what our melodies sound like together now. So yeah, so that's gonna be that for the loop, and then for the drums, this is what I did. So yeah, so the drums, I went ahead and used my artificial volume 4 drum kit for this. For the 808, this is just spins that I beefed up and kind of made out long. But basically I just shortened this to make it really short, and then this is the pattern I played. As you can see, it's just following the bass root notes of our melody. I put a little volume hold right here just to stop the 808, so it kind of just makes it hit harder. But that was that for the 808. And then for the kick, we basically just have it following the 808, but I take it out in some spots, so if you look, and taking the kick out in certain spots where the 808 is hitting just helps create some bounce. So next up, I went ahead and added this clap. I just had to hit it every time on a 3. And then I added our layered snare, and as you guys can see, I took it out on the 3 every 2 bars. Next up after that, I went ahead and added another accent bounce snare right over here. And then, shit, y'all know I'm like damn near a hi-hat god, so I did these hi-hats right here. As you guys can see, I have some volume. I messed with the volume a little bit on some of these, and then I also messed with the panning a little bit. And then what I did to just add some more uniqueness to the hi-hats was just mess with some of the volume over here just to kind of go down, just help create some bounce, and then take some hi-hats out in certain spots like right here, add a roll like before the clap. So that was basically that. Next up, I went ahead and added this open hat crash. And then I just pan this to the left, pan this one to the left, pan this one to the right. And I just turn down the volume. Then we got a little open hat, little reverse open hat, right before the clap. And then last but not least, I wanted to put like a perk hit right on the 1 just to kind of have that extra, you know what I'm saying, that extra hit. So with our melodies, it sounds like this. That was that for the drums originally, and then for the verse I switched it up. As you guys can see, I made it more open, and then I switched out the clap for a rim just to kind of create some variety within it. So if you listen, and then I moved the snare over here as well, but I made a unique snare, and I took out the one where it hits on the 3 every time. I just wanted to have this as a bounce snare. I didn't want it to clash with the rim. So if you listen, and then that was pretty much that for the beat. As you guys can see, I just have an 8-bar intro once again, 16-bar hook, 16-bar verse. I do this every beat that I make, unless it's like an R&B beat or pop beat, then I kind of switch it up. But as you guys can see, the first 4 bars is just the melody, and then the second 4 bars, I go ahead and bring in like some of the drums, and then on the drop, I have all the drums hit, except like this little snare. And then for the verse, I open it up, I switched up the clap for the rim. And yeah, that's basically that. Once again, this loop will be available in my up and coming stories loop kit that I'm gonna be dropping for y'all within like the next week. I just dropped the Vibes Effect Volume 4 hi-hat MIDI and loop kit. If you guys want to go check that out, available on drumify.com. As always, I love y'all. Thank you for watching the video, and I'm out.